Welcome to the Rec Room, episode 4 here. We took a little hiatus. I told you guys I wouldn't be recording last week because I was going to be hitting the Kentucky Derby, so it was super cool to knock that off the list. I knocked Kentucky off the list. I knocked Bucks off the list, and that was a cool experience. That place is like Walmart meets a 7-Eleven and gas station all in one closed store. I got me a couple sweatpants and stuff, but it was just cool to be in there. But Churchill Downs, wow, what an experience that was. That was just breathtaking. If you haven't done it, please do it. I know we all watch the Kentucky Derby on TV. It's probably the only time we really all watch horse racing collectively, but it's just different in person. It's different live. It's a whole nother experience. The place is just majestic. It's bigger than it looks on TV. You know, you come out the parking lot, you walk over this bridge, and you end up in this dark tunnel. It looks like the kind of tunnel you would imagine a football team comes out of. I don't know, or a place you're about to get killed. It's dark, it's narrow. If a car ran right through there, you'd be gone. But anyway, they walk you through this thing, you come out, and boom, there's Churchill Downs. It's in all its majesty, and all that prestigiousness is just glaring at you. The energy in that place is palpable from the minute you walk in. You can feel that shit. I mean, I didn't know it was the frat party that it is. I always pictured like the Kentucky Derby being some kind of like pretentious, pompous, like scene of rich people and all that, but it's not. It's basically just a frat sorority party. It's a bunch of college kids getting wasted on $25 juleps, eating shit in the mud. The weather was terrible, so it was wet, it was rainy, it was muddy. People's outfits were getting just destroyed. It really sucked. I really wish I could have gotten to see some of the outfits that people were wearing, but basically everyone was in a poncho. It was just all us looking like Bruce Willis in that one movie, Unbreakable. Yeah, just a bunch of that. So you didn't really get to see all the decorum and all that stuff, but still, just such an experience. It's so much fun. You're down there on the infield. The horses are riding right around you. I mean, you're literally at the fences where they're running, and it's just fantastic. You know, I really enjoyed some of the conversations I had with some of those college kids. You know, I give the younger generation a hard time because they're just a little different than we were, you know, but I'm sure we were different than the generation before us and all that. It just is what it is. But standing in those lines at those betting lines, I had some fantastic conversations with some really exuberant kids. It's just really awesome to feel all that verve and all these kids that are excited to go out into the world and do their thing. But those betting lines are a nightmare. If you go to the Kentucky Derby, do not stand in those lines and bet. They have apps. You can't get into like the FanDuels or the BetMGs or anything like that, but they have their own apps. Bet on those apps. Those lines are glacious. I mean, maybe the rain made it a little bit more miserable, but it was like 2 hours to bet on a horse. It was crazy. Those lines move slower than Floyd Mayweather trying to read Shakespeare. Like, other than that, it was a lot of fun. The bathrooms, that's my knock there. It's just basically a square wall in the middle of nowhere, like right in the middle of just the grass, and you're walking through these giant puddles of mud. I thought it was piss at first. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, holy crap, you gotta walk through piss to get to the bathroom. But it turned out to just be muddy water, but it was impossible not to get soaked. You're standing at these like urinals that go across instead of standing upward. They're long, down wall to wall, and you're just standing there shoulder to shoulder with guys holding. It was different for sure. I was not expecting the bathrooms to look that ragged, but outside of that, just had a ton of fun in Louisville. Louisville isn't the greatest city too. I found that out. No knock to anyone who's from Louisville. My bad if I'm shitting on your city, but I was not impressed at all. That downtown area barely had any buildings. It looked run down, old. Like just no money has been put into it. Now Lexington was really nice. We did Lexington for a day, and I had a great time up there. They have a castle that's just beautiful, and yeah, it's just a really nice city. I like Lexington. Did the Rupp Arena downtown and those kind of things because my brother's a Kentucky fan, so that was a lot of fun. But definitely do the Derby. You won't regret it. I promise you that. What did we miss while we've been gone? We missed a couple weeks here, so a lot's kind of happened. Greg Popovich. I definitely had to touch on Pop just because salute to what Pop was. He's the greatest coach in my lifetime for sure, probably of this generation, and one of the greatest coaches ever. I mean, the guy won 5 rings. He was 3 times the coach of the year. He has the most all-time wins in the history of the NBA at 1,422. He won gold medal as the head coach for that 2020 Tokyo team, and he's coached 6 Hall of Famers. And we all know once Kawhi retires, it's going to be 7. I mean, the guy had a hell of a career. He's a titan amongst coaches. His interviewing was just classic moment after classic. It's him and Bill Belichick the last 20 years. Best interviews I ever saw. Just had the most fun watching. Those guys had no regard for the journalism field. They didn't like those guys. They wore it on their sleeve. And the way they just sarcastically picked those guys apart was just amazing. I'm going to miss the hell out of Pop, man. I mean, he's just one of a kind. I mean, we remember those teams, Duncan and Manu and Tony Parker. I mean, they just moved the ball. They played together. They played the right way. They D'd up. I mean, they just did everything right without having all these flashy superstars. It was a very quiet team, much like him, and they won, man. I mean, they took a young Kawhi and shut down that LeBron super team down there in Miami, you know? So that coaching job in San Antonio just becomes something else now. I'm very intrigued, and I think a lot of great coaches are going to be intrigued. You got to remember, tonight, in just a few hours, it's the NBA draft lottery. They have two raffles in that Cooper Flag sweepstakes. They very possibly could end up with the number 1 pick, which would be insane. I mean, they hit on Wemby, which was very reminiscent of when they hit on Tim Duncan, hit on the Admiral, David Robinson, and those guys, and built that team over there. I mean, they just had a lot of luck with those number 1 picks going right, because you don't always get it right. There have definitely been teams that have gotten it wrong, and they've just hit every time. And if they can land Cooper Flag, imagine that team. Imagine the future and the amount of years that they can play quality basketball. You'd have those 2 dynamic centerpieces in the middle with Flag and Wemby. De'Aaron Fox is out there at guard, and all of a sudden they still have another first-round pick in the top 10. Who knows what talent they can get there? But if they hit in this draft, that might be the most intriguing coaching job this offseason for anyone. Talking Pop, I guess we'll just stick right here in basketball, because obviously we've got a couple series going on, 4 of them to be exact, and we didn't get to talk much about the first round except for who I thought would win. I got a lot of them right. Some of them were a little bit off, I'm not gonna lie. This playoffs has been weird, man. It's crazy. We'll talk about the series that have already played 4 games, and first it's that Denver OKC series. Rick Adelman has just somehow gotten his team to play at a much higher level than they were playing coming into the playoffs, and it's crazy that it's 2-2. I mean, we haven't seen Nikolai Jokic have a great game yet. He hasn't been himself. He's been completely human. This is the undeniable best player in basketball. It's irrefutable. There isn't a better player on the planet. And I mean, he's shooting 39% from the field. He's averaging 6 turnovers a game. He's giving it up like girls on Broadway. If he doesn't get right, I don't know if they can keep this up. Aaron Gordon has obviously been just an absolute savior. He's elevated his game to just a whole nother level. He's playing defense much like he did in that championship year. He's rebounding. He's putting back dunks, and he's a reason they're still in it. But what happens when Nikolai Jokic plays well? That's what I want to know, because it's 2-2 now, and we all thought OKC was probably unbeatable in the West, and all of a sudden, they don't look that way anymore. In fact, they look pedestrian at best. If he plays his best game, I could see Denver stealing this thing, and OKC's in all kinds of trouble. Shai's been good, but he hasn't been the Shai that we saw in the regular season. The probably gonna be MVP of the regular season. He just hasn't been the same. Even in that last game where they won, he scored 25, but they look like they've got a good hold on him, and that series could go either way at this point. Going on to another series in the West, it's the Minnesota Golden State series. That series had a chance to just be a whole lot of fun, blockbuster, and we got robbed. Steph Curry with the injury, he's out until Game 6. That changes the whole thing now. I mean, if you're Golden State, you're in survival mode. All you're thinking is steal one without Steph, try to get it to Game 6 at home, and then maybe you have a chance. But I just don't know if they can do it. I mean, it's 2-1 right now. You saw the way Minnesota just kind of ran all over them in Game 3. It could be similar in Game 4. I mean, Golden State needs a lot of things go right. They need Jimmy to be Jimmy, and I mean playoff Jimmy. I mean the Jimmy that carried the Miami Heat to the finals when he had no business carrying that team to the finals. We need that Jimmy. We need Buddy Hield to be Houston Rockets series Game 7 Buddy Hield. He needs to hit a record-breaking 9 threes or something like that. Like, they need a big game from the guys that can give them a big game. Draymond has to play his best game. And if they're gonna steal one, it's gonna be at home tonight. That game is at, I think, like 9 o'clock tonight or something like that. But they have to find a way, like I said, survive, steal one, get it to game 6 in Golden State with Steph back, and you've got a chance. I mean, we all know what Steph is. He's not just a phenomenal basketball player in his own right, but he just makes those guys so much better around him. He garners so much attention. Everyone's so concerned with him that other guys just get opportunities they wouldn't otherwise get. And so he makes them all so much better, along with, like I said, his greatness. In the last series versus Houston, he was the oldest player ever to lead the team in points, assists, and rebounds. They're missing all of that right now. If they can steal one, get to game 6, I still like Golden State. If Minnesota finds a way to step on their head while they're drowning and put them away before Steph comes back, then obviously it's Minnesota. The other one that's gone 4 games so far is that Cleveland series. Cleveland and Indiana. What the heck is happening there? Did we see this coming? 3-1 Pacers right now. And now Donovan Mitchell's possibly hurt. The Cavs are folding like guys going on vacation. Just bad, you know. It's unbelievable that they're down 3-1. You could talk about the Donovan injury now, but he's been healthy all these games, and they've just been outplaying them. I mean, they've upped the pace. They've made the Cavs play their game, and I think this series is over, whether Donovan comes back or not. Even if he comes back, he's probably going to be laboring. And Indiana just seems to be the team right now. That's going to be the only series that doesn't go 7. Maybe it makes it to 6, but it's done. Indiana is definitely going to win this series. And a lot of it is Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, they'll call him overrated, or he was voted the most overrated player in the NBA. All he's done is knock down game winners and step back threes and just carry that Indiana team to what looks like another Eastern Conference Finals. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. You know, we're looking to rematch them again this year. It looks like it. Andrew Nembhard. I definitely want to touch on Andrew Nembhard. This guy walks onto a playoff basketball court much like he just walked out of a telephone booth in a superhero outfit. It's just crazy the way he ups his game. This is a guy who shoots, 28, 29% from 3 in the regular season. He's up over 55 in the playoffs. It feels like he hits every momentum shot, every swing shot. He's so tough. He's so tenacious. I mean, the guy just works his ass off, and I love watching him play the game. That Indiana team is formidable for sure. And I'm not so sure that they can't come out of the East. Obviously, I hope not, because I'm a huge Celtics fan, and we'll go right into those series that both play their game 4s tonight. I think Boston has the first game at 6:30, so that's in like 3 hours. That's not that long from now. This thing is kind of what I thought. We went down 2-0, and obviously all the New Yorkers started heckling me, and I just kind of laughed. I'm like, it was 2 games. We shot the worst I've ever seen any team, not just us, who's a really good shooting team, but any team shoot it. 25 for 100 for 3. You know, we broke the record for most misses in game 1. We broke the record for most misses through 2 games. And I was like, both those games we had 20-point leads and we just choked it up at the end. At the end of the day, they weren't going to play bad forever. We've just got too many guys. JT, JB, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard just lit it up in the last game when we took that one. And it's 2-1 New York, but I honestly think we have the grip on that series. It's right where we want it. We're going to win tonight. It's going to be 2-2 going back to Boston. And, you know, it's time to wake up. Cinderella's story was cute, you know, but the clock's hit midnight. That team's not going to recover from losing that game 3. They had to win. And tonight's definitely a must-win for New York. If they have any chance to win the series, they have to win tonight. I don't think they will, but that's the only chance I see it. I think JT's going to have a big game. He's tired of people kind of questioning him. There's been a lot of just talk that maybe JT isn't a superstar, which I think is crazy. You have a couple bad games and people just drop everything you've done in an entire career. It's insane to me, the hate that guy gets, but it's all right. He's going to drop 35 today. They're going to tie this series at 2, and I think we're on our way to face Indiana and what's going to be just another fun Eastern Conference Finals. Boxing. While I was gone, I saw that they signed the Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight, September 12th, Allegiant Field. That's the new stadium in Vegas the Raiders play in. That's going to be a monumental event. One I am very much considering on going. I started looking at tickets now, and it's going to be fun. The bigger, more experienced Canelo Alvarez taking on a kid that looks like he can't be beat. Terrence Bud Crawford's crazy. Like the way he's just walked through everyone he's walked through lately. It reminds me kind of like Gennady Golovkin kind of back in the day. Funny enough, it was Canelo Alvarez who stopped that impressive streak of knocking everybody out. And I think Canelo's going to do it again. He's the bigger man naturally. I think he's just as skilled, if not a little more skilled. I know Crawford probably has the speed advantage on him. And obviously, he's got the heart of a champion, and we know he's going to come to fight. It'll go to the cards, but Canelo's just bigger, stronger. He's been doing this longer. I know he has the 2 losses, but one was against Floyd Mayweather when he was a kid. I saw that fight. I'm pretty sure he was 20. He might have been 21, but he's a baby. Look at pictures from Canelo then and look at pictures of Canelo now. This is a grown man now. This is a guy who is as formidable boxer as we've ever seen. And I think he's going to prove one more time before he walks off into the sunset that he is the best fighter of this generation. He beats Crawford. He just beat Skull to win the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. That fight was a snooze fest. It was awful. Scholl was running like faucets in the wintertime just all night. He wanted no part of the fight, and it made for a boring one. I felt bad for Canelo, who obviously got the win by decision, but there were no climactic moments in that fight whatsoever. Him and Bud will be action-packed, and I can't wait. September 12th in Vegas. I will definitely be tuned in if I'm not in the building. It's that time as usual. The lights have gone red and my eyes have gone red. I am going to start in a place that hurts. Bill Belichick, my guy, man. How does a 20-something-year-old college student have control of your life the way she has? I personally think dating someone in their 60s when you're in your 20s is weird to begin with. I understand the whole gold digging aspect of it, but it's like you're in your peak sexual years and you're sleeping with this old wrinkled up man. I mean, it's just weird. I mean, vice versa too. Him being in his 60s wanting to date a 20-something-year-old kind of creeps me out. I mean, I feel like there should be a point that you get to in life at a certain age where you're just no longer interested in sleeping with 20-something-year-olds. I mean, I'm almost there. Not quite, but I'm getting there. So it's Bill Belichick I'm the most disappointed in, though. I mean, you've bent the knee. You become a sycophant to this kid, you know? I mean, you're the legendary NFL coach. You're the titan amongst men. You're the one who's left an indelible mark on the game and maybe even in sports in general. And it's weird to see you just like cowering down like this. I mean, she's busting into your interviews. She's probably telling you what to do. It seems like she has control, and I don't get it. And this doesn't just go to Bill. It goes to all men. I mean, have we forgotten our place? You are descendant of warriors, of conquerors, of kings. There's no reason you should be bending the knee. Do not forget your anointed place in this world. You were put here to lead. And it's sad to see it happen to a guy that I just love so much, a guy who's just done so much for my life. I mean, I thought he was better than this, and it's like, where's your pride? I mean, that's the problem I have with dudes these days. It's not just Bill, like I said. It's a lot of dudes. You're just so desperate to get laid, so desperate to like make these girls happy that you become malleable, and it's weird to me. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. It's disappointing completely. I hope that Bill wakes up, he stands up, and he remembers his place in all this, because it's embarrassing, honestly. Like, I'm not saying treat her bad. Listen, treat her like a queen if she remembers you're a king. That's just the bottom line. That's the rule, and that's where he should be. Moving on from Bill, just because I'm starting to get heated up over there, and I just don't even want to talk about that guy anymore because it's that big of a disappointment. But the Boston Celtics, it's crazy to have a complete Lions Den about only my guys and my teams, but it's been that disappointing right now. Down 2-1 to the Knicks. I'm so glad that y'all found it in Game 3 because you really needed it. But the first 2 games, 75 missed threes. That's an insane amount of missed shots. Chris would do better at a bar downtown, and that's a sad thing to say. You know, it's just, why did they keep chucking it up? It felt like every time they had a chance to maybe gain some momentum, they just decided, hey, watch this, step back 3, step side 3, get aggressive. There's no reason Jason Tatum should be settling for outside jump shots when they're not falling. If they're falling like they were in Game 3, I have no problem with them shooting like that. But when they're not going down, when you're missing record-breaking numbers of 3, you'd think at some point you would drive. You'd think at some point you'd say, let's attack the basket and try something else because this isn't working. Instead, you wilted away 20-point leads back-to-back games. You gave away the home court advantage. It just wasn't good, and I hope that Joe Mazzulla and those guys are talking. Tonight is game 4. I think we're going to win. The way we looked like game 3, it seems like we're going to win. But I swear I better not see this like just chucking of 60 damn threes when you're not hitting anything. You couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat and you're chucking them up from the cheap seats. I don't understand it whatsoever. If you're hitting them, shoot them. If you're not, move that thing around, get to the cup, and let's take control of this series. The Boston Celtics have no excuse to not come out of the East now, especially with the Cavs more than likely falling to the Indiana Pacers. That's all for episode 4. I had a lot of fun as usual. We touched on a lot of things. It's good to be back. Missed a week, so obviously there was a lot just kind of going on in that time that I was gone. But I should be in town for the most part in the next couple months, so we're going to talk a lot. We're going to see how these playoff series play out. We're going to see how this draft thing goes tonight. I hope the Spurs get it. I don't know why. I just want to see that team get Cooper Flag just because I think they'd be a lot of fun. And in a day and age of super teams, we need another one, a new one. We need some new blood, and they're going to be fun. So I hope they get that lottery pick, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, tune in next week. See y'all.